Okay, so yeah, we got the crash again, so it didn't fix it. Kind of running out of options here. The next step was to disable fast startup, so I disabled fast startup. They said that could fix it, so that's what we're trying. If it happens again, I'll just move on to the next thing, which would probably be unplugging all my USB and I have a USB splitter and just plugging them all into the splitter and then plugging just that one USB into a particular slot and like, you know, try and run it like that, and then if it crashes, try the next slot and just keep going through all the slots and see if I can maybe pinpoint if it's a certain slot. I don't know, but whatever. Probably gonna crash, so there's nothing really I can do about it. If it's gonna crash, it's gonna crash. This is part of the trial and error. It's just gonna take time to pinpoint the issue. Let's do server. We're gonna run the server. Just gonna keep running this until we replicate that issue. And it really doesn't want to replicate it. Funny, I'm like, damn, does it actually even exist? Because whenever I try to make it happen, it doesn't want to. This is actually insane, dude. I mean, I didn't change anything, so like I couldn't have fixed it. I didn't change nothing. I know it's still there. Come on, show yourself. We know you're still there. Okay. There's no use hiding. Damn you. See why I didn't debug it before? Because it takes so long just to make it happen again. It's very strange, dude. It's like when I'm not looking for it, it will show up. But when I try to replicate it, it's like there's that law, you know, they say the same thing with mechanic work, like your car's acting funny, it does it every time you drive it, and then you bring it to the mechanic, and then it's like it stops. Mechanic can't figure out what it is. You just paid him like money to figure out what it is, and it's kind of like reality, like playing a joke on you, like haha. Chance is an asshole. Chance is not cooperating with me right now. Why that is, I don't know. You bitch. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's frustrating. At this point, this is probably 30. We're probably at 30 scripts, and you know what? I'm not gonna test it anymore after this. Yeah, we're not gonna test it. Whatever. It's when it shows up, I'll test it. I'm not gonna mess with it because it's gonna piss me off, and it's like a brain dead endeavor. You know, it's dumb. I need to not do that. Just go ahead and work on something else. When it shows up, we'll check to see if it sends. and I'll just put in node 17 tried to replicate occurrence ran script 30x times, could not replicate, deal with it when it appears. That's simple. Okay, so let's just pretend like that problem doesn't exist and just keep on going. Okay, so we have the implication after SS card movement and draw window main. After the movement of, I think this is where I stopped. We have the after the movement of SS versus CS check. Doesn't this fix imply that all the places in game pi? Yeah, so we're gonna look for what was it? Ender, I think. $90 results. Yeah, so we have added if screen service in dir of game to avoid an attribute error crash from executing this server side. The server does not utilize the screen surface, which is initialized via set pygame video mode, which is only run on the client side. And let me just like go through this a little bit more just to make sure before I remove it that we're safe. Just to get a feel for it. You always want to get a really good feel for the code that you're handling before you actually like delete it, you know, because you might be able to delete it in most instances, but then realize there's a special case scenario where you're like, hey, I need that. So if self enter detects 90 will not and screen service endure self. And so all this, I'll just actually go through one by one to verify. Like, I'm not going to just guesstimate, you know. I'm going to actually go through one by one and verify this. So we have this one right here is draw highlight rect. And this is certainly associated with drawing. Like, it's not going to run this unless we're running draw window main. So I know that for a fact. So we're good there. This progression text, that's now this actually see, we might actually need this because you can make the argument like, dude, just leave the dead code, it's a few lines. But if you have that philosophy when you're coding, you're gonna have a lot of dead code. It's gonna get nasty real fast, and you're gonna wish you would have got rid of that shit. But anyway, this one, I think we actually need this because progression text is set on the server side. Like, that is actually where progression text is set. So I'm gonna put, we're just gonna go by a case basis here. We're gonna say required on SS and CS. I'll just put really do not remove required on SS and CS since SS modifies this adder. Yeah, so we need it here. Oh, and you know what we can do to like be more direct? Instead of get it direct, instead of checking the Yeah, instead of checking the directory, which is like a whole method, and it's gotta run all that, I'm pretty sure if we were to just check the SS or CS, because that's really what we're asking. We're really asking, is this being run from the server side? So we can actually change this. So that's 612. We'll put this right here. That's where we were with 612 in game pie. And let's put this one on this side. It's supposed to be over here. We keep all of our project code on the left side and all of our text-based stuff on the right side. Alright. So what we need to do is go to the top and import change attribute list and required import format to access actual SS or CS attribute. It's not an attribute, it's actually a global variable. A global variable. Yeah, required import format to access actual SS or CS global variable. Alright. So now we're going to go back to 612, and what we're going to do is change this to say if changed attribute list dot SS or CS is equal to CS, because we only want this to run if we're working from the client side. If we're working from the server side, we never draw anything because we don't have a display. So yes, this is correct. And dude, this is complicated stuff. Like, this in particular isn't like complicated, but I'm sure you can see how the whole project is pretty complicated. It's very intricate. It's very delicate. So we're gonna change this additive screen surface in dir game to avoid an attribute error crash from executing server side. And we're just gonna change this to say if changed attribute list.ss or CS equal to SS, and we're gonna copy this. Oh, nope, almost messed up there. CS. We wanted to check to see if it's equal to CS, not SS. The server the server does not draw, does not have a display, so it's not required to be run SS. Alright, so we're gonna change this to be if change attribute list SS or CS is equal to CS, because we only want to draw it if it's client side. So now we're gonna go up to the top of this file, and we don't have to put our marker because we already we changed it already. Yeah, if change attribute list dot SS or CS is equal to CS, meaning client side, we want to draw. Otherwise, do not draw. This line is why we must pass the game arg. Oh, we have to have... Okay. We're talking about this game object. Okay, yeah, we have the game arg. I'm an idiot. Duh! And we put this one why we must pass the game arg because we have to access the screen surface. That makes sense. Okay, I was just checking on that. That was some old code I haven't looked at in a long time. So let's go to the top, and we have to do the same thing that we did in game. We're gonna go to the top, and we're just gonna copy this whole line because I like to have this comment with it, so we know this is the required import format to access actual SS or CS global variable. Okay, now let's just close those, and we're just gonna keep going through here. That's in dir check, that's different reference. This is in dir of self, so this is one we're gonna change. Added this because I was getting a type error, none type. Okay, added this first section of if and clause just to be clear. Text object is not equal to none, and screen surface is in dir self. So this is gonna be changed. We're gonna change this to see if I can paste. Nope, we changed it already, the copy to the clipboard. So we'll just put change attribute list dot ss or cs is equal to cs, and you can see that I think Pylance, I don't know if that's Pylance that's helping me out with the autocomplete. It's very helpful. Always check your extensions to see if they need to be restarted, and it looks like mine are good, but you never know. Okay, so if change attribute list ss or cs is equal to cs, and we're gonna copy that, so we have if self integrated text object rex not equal to none and change attribute list ss or cs is equal to cs. Good deal. So let's go to the tippity top, and okay, we already have a change attribute list imported here. So let's go back to our Control Shift F to continue searching. So we can minimize client. Actually, we'll just dismiss this one because that's a different occurrence altogether. It's referring to something else. This one is going to be changed, and since it's in the game file, we don't have to go to the top and import the change attribute list file. Check to see if screen service by best error that would occur if server started. It's due to the fact that the screen service doing it right. Let's try. If the computer doesn't crash. Come on, man. Oh. One day I'll be rich and I'll have a nice ass computer, and I won't have to like deal with this shit. One day. Okay. Deal with dinosaur software and hardware. Screen service is in dir of self. So we're gonna change this to see if, and we're just gonna paste. Bam. Change attribute list ss or cs equal to cs. To bypass an error that would occur, server side we try to execute the below draw call. Beautiful, beautiful. Due to the fact that the screen service does not exist on the server side, nor is it necessary. The only way to... Oh, I like that. I like it, dude. Alright, let's keep going. Screen service in dir self. This is going to be changed. Instead, we're going to check for if change attribute list ss or cs is equal to cs. That's correct, because we only want to draw if it's CS, which is client side. Oh no, I'm messing up. Hold up. I'm messing up here. Um, remember, because some of these are required. Some of these are required on the server side. Well, okay. Right, I got a little mixed up here. So the ones that aren't required on the server side, the instances of this that are not executed server side, we can literally just get rid of all if checks. But if they are required on the server side, then we're gonna change the if check to be SS or CS is equal to CS. So this one, and I'm pretty sure, I know we changed one in card. Let me go to card and make sure, see if I can undo. Okay, it's gonna let me undo it. I wanna make sure. And it goes in alphabetical order on Control Shift F, I think. Card, then client, then game, then progression, then O. So it's, yeah, CA, CL, GA, PO, PR, etc., etc. So this should have been the first one. I believe this was the first one that we changed. Gotta be real careful. See, I almost made a mistake. So this draw highlight rect is a function. In draw highlight rect, let's just verify here that draw highlight rect is only called in draw highlight rect is only executed from the client side, and it looks like it is. Okay, see, I should have done that the first time. Gotta be careful, guys. See that? I was going a little too fast there. Almost screwed myself over. Endure. So this only went, this went down from 60 something to 17. I wonder why. Now it's 91. That's strange. I, I think I'll just go with this one just to be safe. So this one is verified, not run. This is not executed server side, so we can indeed get rid of it. Like, we don't need to check for SS or CS. We would simply, since this is only run on the client side, because server side never runs draw window main, and as a matter of fact, I want it to not check for that, because if for whatever reason the server side is running the draw window main function, I want it to crash so that I will know that it's running that function that it shouldn't be, which means I gotta remove the place, I gotta remove the code that's making that function run. So this does not get executed on the server side. So we are literally gonna get rid of the entire if, because screw screen surface will be in the directory of the game object if it's being run from the client side. So bam, okay. Almost messed that up. I'm quite sure we need to pass the game mark here to check the dir game, which this is, see, this is now a bad comment. That's why you always check your comments after you modify the code. Highlighting rect all ground cards, yeah. Highlight rect. So now it literally just executes that one line function, which is fine. So now we're gonna go back to game. We didn't modify. Let's check client, see if we change anything in client. And it looks like we didn't, because I'm trying to undo. But it might just not be letting me undo it. I don't think we did modify anything. The only thing that we found was this, which is a reference to dir check. So I think we're safe. I think we were able to catch ourselves before we made a big mistake. Okay, so let's be more careful. So now we're at progression text, and we undid our changes here. So let's redo them slowly. And this one is required on the server side because we do modify the progression text attribute from server side through progression, which means we have to check, we have to make it check the SS or CS. Okay, and then we went to this one, and this is enter continue text. And I want to say enter continue text is executed from the server side. See, you got to be careful here. So now I'm going to do a space and then a backspace to undo my redo trail. So I can't redo those changes that I had made and then deleted. And what we have to do here is we have to verify that enter continue text object is indeed set from the server side. And I think it is. So enter continue text object, let's do a Control Shift F on it. And we were at line 624 in game, so let's just write that down right here so we can remember, just in case we were to forget. Alright, now let's look at our enter continue text object instances. So this is the section we were dealing with. And it says this property is derivative of the enter continue text active property setter. See how important comments are? So now I can look at enter continue text active, and now we can determine whether, let's see. So enter continue text active, I'm pretty sure, here we go. Enter continue text function. So enter continue text function, let's see what it does. This is certainly, it sets enter continue text active, and enter continue text active derivatively sets the enter continue text active object. So as long as enter continue text function is run in progression, which you can see that it is, that means that it is indeed necessary to be run on the server side. So we go back to 624 and we'll, you know what we're gonna do, instead of I keep changing this Control Shift F, this project search, I'm gonna instead open up the local file search, and then we're gonna do in dir here. There we go. So now we can do both. We can do a local and a global. So we have if self enter can do text object rect is not equal to none, and screen service in dir of self, which we're going to change this to, and what are we going to paste? Okay, so we did have it copied still, and change attribute list.ss or cs is equal to cs, because we only want to run this on the client side. And since it is required, since this is modified on the server side, we do have to check to see if it is being run from the client side or the server side. So we added this, and we're talking about the first part of if and clause. Because I was getting a type error, non-type object is not subscriptable, da 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 da. No, hopefully this does not cause any side effects. Okay, cool. So just reviewing this, if self.enter continue text object rect is not equal to none, and change attribute list.ss or cs is equal to cs, draw. And that is indeed correct. So let's look at our next occurrence. And we have line 713. This is for multiple choice text 1. So this is when we're setting multiple choice text 1, and I think this is gonna be run on the server side. Let's just write this number down, 715, and now let's go ahead and do a Control Shift F on this multiple choice text 1 and see what we got here. Okay, there's all this. So we have the multiple choice function, which sets the multiple choice text 1, which is exactly what we're looking for. So if the multiple choice function is run on the server side, which it is, we have to check it on the in that section. So we're going to go back to the line 715, and if screen surface is in dir of self, so we're going to put verified required to check this here, since this adder is set on SS and CS. So I'll just put a do not remove here, do not remove, and we're going to change this to be, let's change the comment first, so we will remember, checks to see if, paste this in, change attribute list SS or CS is equal to CS to bypass an error that would occur, and we actually have to change the date to 9/17 and 24. That was a whole fucking year ago when I made that comment. So this is going to be changed to if change attribute list SS or CS is equal to CS. Only in that case do we draw that rectangle. Yeah, buddy. Only in that case in which we have the SS or CS set to CS do we draw the rectangle. We modify comment, and we also modified the line correctly. We put a little comment, do not remove, verified required check this here since this adder is set on SS and CS. Okay. Double stamp up, which I haven't been doing. Oop, almost made a mistake. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so now we're at 743. So let's put that here, 743. And this is, what are we dealing with here? This is the multiple choice text 2. So since the last one was multiple choice text 1, multiple choice text 2 is also going to be required. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this comment. We're going to copy this line entirely. We're going to go down here, and we're gonna make sure this is indeed like the same comment and line that we just dealt with above. And it is. So now we're gonna paste over this to change the comment in the if clause. So now we check SS or CS instead. Okay, cool. That one was easy because it was basically a duplicate. Alright, so now we have create border rect. Create border rect. So we need to see if this is run on both server side and client side. So this is where it's defined. This, we disable this because I'm testing using the old background color for all the card group and name text boxes, okay? So this is in draw window main. Anything in draw window main should not be run server side. So we can get rid of this. We don't have to check this at all, because if it's only going to be run on the client side, then we never have to check SS or CS, because we already know that SS or CS is equal to CS. And we don't want bloat code, we want only lean code if that needs to be executed. So we can get rid of this. Bam. I always get scared when I modify really old code. It gives me anxiety. Okay, so now we're literally in draw window main at this point. So this is definitely not required. Always feel like I need to go back and triple check, which is a good thing. If screen service is in dir of self, that was just a mistake right there. Else, if else, we gotta be careful here. So since this is in draw window main, we definitely don't need to check this. But that means we're gonna delete this line, and then we're gonna unindent both of those, because it's supposed to iterate through each meld, check the length of the meld, and then run this line. And then only if screen service is in dir of self, which we now know is always, which means this if else needs to be here. So now we can get rid of that line. Let's just verify that indentation. Since we know that it will always be the case that that if condition was checking for, we can move the below conditions to the same indentation level as this deleted if condition. Alright, dangerous operation here. Alright, so in draw window main, here we go again. This is inside of an elif. There's nothing else succeeding it, so we're safe here to get rid of this check, which surface, just backspace out, space down, backspace. Let's double check that. Got rid of the if, since it will always be the case. There's nothing under it that relies on, like, you know, this indentation or whatever, so we're safe there. Okay, next one. And this checks if screen service in dir of self, and I think I feel safer. We'll just control shift this first, and then bam. Alright, now we go to the next occurrence. If self game state da 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 da. Oh, this might be obsolete code right here. Below line. And honestly, getting rid of dead code is like half the battle, because every line that you write means a possibility for a bug. So if you can just trim the lines out, it really does make a difference. It's kind of work, but like it saves you work later, so it kind of pays for itself. You know what I mean? Starting to get a little bit tired. I'm gonna keep going. Just need a little bit more caffeine, that's all. Actually, I'm gonna take a little break because it's actually time. I'm due. Looks like I'll move my camera a little bit. Didn't realize it. That thing is hot. My webcam is smoking, dude. Okay, so I'll take a little break. I'll be back in a minute. Whoa. Whoa. Hold up, I gotta listen to that. That's my jam. Alright, I'm back. Oh, bro. You know, people want to play games like life is a game, bro. Let me just tell you something, dude. Life is not a game. Life is not a game. Don't being petty with people, playing like life is a fucking game, and you want to play tit for tat, or you want to, be a type of way towards somebody. Don't do that, bro. Just like stay out of trouble and do your best to make sure that like you and yours are provided for. Playing games with people just to like hurt, you know, it ain't worth your time. First of all, it makes you a toxic person. Second of all, third of all, it's just dumb. Like, I don't want to talk about specific stuff I'm going through, but life is not a game. Especially when you have kids involved. It's not a game, It's not a game to be won. So, yeah. Alright, let's keep going here. So, we have, I took a little bit more of my caffeine pill. I keep forgetting. I gotta start like writing that shit down because I'll forget. But I took a little bit more. Should wake me up. But I can't take no more because now it's past 4. I really shouldn't take none after 3:30, but I did it, dude. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it because I need a little energy. I got cut off too much earlier, so I needed to catch up later in the day with this programming because I have to get this done. Like I'm tired of doing it. All right, screen service in dir of self, and this is in draw window main. Look at this. What's this comment? I have like a comment. Oh, I started writing the comment, then I took a break. And I'm gonna put, isn't this obsolete now? Isn't this obsolete now? Actually, I don't know if this is obsolete because this is for blitz, draws onto another surface the background to the background rect. If the game state is equal to the draw one. Okay, no, this is not obsolete because this only gets run. Why would this only get run if game state is equal to the draw or game state is equal to waiting other player? Draws the background to the background rect. I'm gonna be honest with you boys. Does this get run again during the else? Self background rect. Huh. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember like this. I still don't completely understand like blit and the different like the background it's still kind of confusing to me, the Pygame thing with. So only during the draw one or waiting other player do we do this, and this seems to blit onto the screen surface the background, and like that's it. So but this isn't run anywhere else. Yeah, this is only run right here. And since the game works without it being run, then it must like not okay, wait, I think I might understand. Maybe. Like maybe this only happens I really don't want to get sidetracked by checking this sort of stuff. If self game state is equal to main. So we have a reference here to the text object dictionary. And then that might be an indirect reference to the same line that we're thinking about right here. If game state is equal to the draw one, blitz onto another surface to the background. And we don't do that for anywhere else, which is odd. Like, I would think that would be a necessary thing that would have to be done every time. I'm like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But I kind of want to understand this code to make sure it's not just dumb. So we do have this text object dictionary. Let's look at that real quick and see if maybe there's a secret here. So we have the deck, discard pile hand, pre-sort play cards, play cards and melds, red 3. So this is only, yeah, this is not, yeah, that is not. So, whoa, don't do that, bro. Forgot to turn my light on, hold up. So this right here, where is it? Where's the one that we were looking for? Right here. Maybe draw implicitly calls blit, which is why we don't have to. I bet that's why. Bet, dude. Hold up, let me see. Let me see this, dude. About to figure this shit out. Pygame is, I don't like using it. It was a means to an end for me to do this project. It's just, you know. Does draw implicitly run blitz? These methods to draw rect, draw circle, use draw shapes and primitives directly onto a surface. They handle the rendering of the shapes. Okay. Oh, I get it. Well, actually, blip method uses copy pixels from one surface to another. For example, surface blitz source surface to destination position. So we're copying the background to the background rectangle, which takes up the entire screen surface. Okay. So I was thinking maybe since we just call this at the beginning, the effects of it remain. Like, because I know that I think that's actually what goes on. Yeah, because we're drawing onto the surface the background, and I guess like the background remains. It's because we're working with the screen surface, and since this happens at the beginning, like we don't need to re-execute it because it's already been executed once. I don't know. I'm not gonna focus on it no more. We're gonna just go ahead and say, leave it alone. Forget about it. I usually don't do that. I'm like OCD, but I'm gonna go ahead and just leave that alone. I don't care. So let's back to what we were doing. Endure. So this is in draw window main. So we know that this is not going to be run on the server side. So we can go ahead and shift tab to change that indentation, get rid of the comment. Now we have game code group update, screen service under itself, game code group draw. Okay, so since this is gone, we can just bam, 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 bam. Alright. Same thing in draw window main, screen service under itself. Bam, 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 bam. Alright, next one. Screen service under itself. Yeah, let's get rid of that boy. See ya. And then let's just make sure we're doing this right. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright. Beautiful. Alright, so now let's go back to Control Shift F. We're gonna do endure again. And let's see what we got. We know client is good. Let's look at progression. And that might be it. So this is dir check, so we don't have to worry about that one. Old features, all these files are irrelevant to the task at hand. So we're done. We did it. We finished another task. Doesn't that feel nice? It sure does. Hopefully everything's safe now. So what we need to do is test. So let's go back over here. Application after SS card movement. We moved all that code, so let's we're gonna paste this in. And put completed removal of screen surface. Code since it is now dead, except a couple instances which are run on this. Alright. And our time got all fudged up from the crash, from the screens of death. We haven't got one. I don't even want to say it because I feel like I'm gonna jinx the show. In the script, see if we broke it. we didn't. Alright, looks like it's player 1's gonna be J. Player 2 is gonna be M. Yeah, that caffeine's hitting me. I'm starting to wake up a little bit now. I'm alive again. Alright, let's pick a card. Any card. God, I'm so done with this project, bro. I don't ever want to hear about Canasta again in my life. Ever. Don't ever speak to me about Canasta. Ever. I made this project because my grandparents used to play this game. It's a really cool card game, actually. But I just chose it because I thought it would be a good project, and defined good project. If by good project I meant a really brain-melting project that was gonna be 20,000 times harder than I thought it was gonna be, then yeah, it's a good project. So, okay, so he's going first. He's gonna draw from the Stizak. He's gonna get, I'm gonna call it a 2 of heart. Here we go. Oop, wrong. You got a queen. Okay, it's all good. Can't be right all the time. Alright, it's M's turn to play. Let's see what he's got cooking up. Let's see if he can cook up something worthwhile here. So he's gonna play his cards. We're gonna see if we get highlights here. Okay, there we go. They're all highlighted. They're all highlighted green when I click them, which is good. That's what we want. And when we click play, it does work. Look at that shit, bro. And he's gonna try to meld, but he's got some attempted melds that do not. Yeah, it doesn't give me enough time to read it. So gonna have to fix that little bug. So 3 cards are required for round. You must add a wild card to the remaining play list. If you have 1 wild card and your set of play cards to use for this, would you like to do this? I'm just gonna go ahead and say no, because I want to try to replicate the thing last time with the highlight. Okay, the melds will be put back into your hand. Okay. Yeah, because we didn't meet the score requirement. I don't want to use the wild card. Okay, the wild card will be placed back into your hand. Okay. Okay, it worked. Yeah. Sorry, but the value of your play cards -60. Oh, is it -60? So that's a bug. It shows -60, but